What's up, boys? Back in the gym, me and my man Vernon talking universal standards for readiness. Picked a bunch of our favorite exercises. A lot of it comes from the tactical strength and conditioning community. A lot of it from like the military selection courses, something we're all familiar with. And then a lot of stuff we had to do in between, some higher end selection courses, and just really pulling the best movements we thought were applicable to everyday life within the tactical professional. You know, explosive power in the ground, rapid change of direction, some sprinting, some pushing, some pulling. And then, yeah, I got with the main man Vernon. I was like, let's just get one we think is a good universal standard for all those dudes to not only hit, but then slowly progress to try to maintain. And once you hit that super high level, how long can you hold it? So for me, you know, we took a lot of my numbers back when I was 23, 24, like what I'd call the height of my physical career. And then I haven't really touched them for 15, 16 years. And we kind of just cold board them based off this. I was shocked to see the numbers. Like from everything, I mean, I did a 9-month training progression to hit those numbers. And now we don't really train it at all, just generally well-rounded in what we do here. I couldn't believe it, dude. Like the VO2 max, everything, like I'm super pumped.
It was super cool to see, but most importantly, it kind of validated what we've been doing indirectly. Just developing that tactical athlete, that professional can perform at a moment's notice, powerful, strong, good posture, good position, strong grip, all the key things that we push here at GBRS. So starting out, we got broad jump, bench press, pull-ups, trap bar deadlift, plank, farmer's carry, and 800-meter run.
That 800-meter run, I was not a fan of it. I don't like a 1.5 miles. I damn sure don't like a 3 mile or a 5 mile. But all the SWAT team guys, that's one of their units of measure is that 800-meter sprint. And when you think about it, for those guys especially, or a fireman, or even anybody else, to be able to get out of that car and run someone down against their will, 800 meters, that's pretty realistic. Like, how far can I hold that full sprint? I haven't ran an 800-meter in a very, very long time. And it's one of those weird things, and for us, we're not running with watches. Like, we weren't allowed to use them in the military, so you just have to know that pace. It's very hard to do on a track. We're not on a track, we're just running around the building. It's very hard to kind of pace yourself. So the only way to do it is just run as fast as you can, as long as you can, and hopefully hit the finish line in time. But yeah, I mean, it's great. But really, it's something for all of you guys just to see where you're at. Just cold board, get the team all together, make it Monday morning fitness. Let's take the standards test, let's see where we're at, and see where we all line up, and then I mean, we're going to do a 12-week program to really try to build it up, and let's see how far we can go. I mean, for me right now, if I can hold these numbers that I hit now at 40, and I can hold them for the next 10, 15, 20 years, I'll be super impressed, man. But anywhere inside of that bubble, it's kind of where I want to be forever.
We're going to have a big 12-week push in the GBRS Performance Program. You can follow along with a free 7-day trial, but this is going to be our big push, maximizing all these movements, these lifts. Not only are we going to get the aesthetic effect of feeling good, looking good, but also some real raw, functional strength and power.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into this. First up, we got the broad jump. All right, so our first event's the broad jump. This is great. Not only is it going to express power horizontally covering the ground, but also when DJ's talking about CQB and moving around, accelerating forward, covering ground, being powerful, a lot of things that transfer in the tactical population. Big thing here, DJ's going to start with his toes right up to the line. And we're just going to think max expression, covering as much ground as possible, throwing our body forward. We're going to measure off the back part of the heel that's furthest back. From there, our standard is going to be your height. Elite's going to be height plus 12 inches, and be a pro, which is what you should be aiming for, is the standard plus 24 inches.
We had to do this in one of our testable evolutions, man, and what I really like for the tactical population is getting confident, negotiating the obstacle without having to come to a full stop. You think about chasing over, there's a ditch, there's a whatever, and you just have to be able to sprint and jump over it, but then it's a landing aspect too. A lot of stuff we'll get into the next 12 weeks. Get into that ankle mobility, be able to land safely, not rolling over, not injuring yourself. Just a really good way to express that lower body power. So I go toes right to the line, just keep yourself honest, just drag out a tape measure, because not a lot of guys can, judge it really. You're gonna go big arms and try to just get one big load. I just pick a spot right where I think, I'm trying to shoot for over 8 feet.
We'll measure off the back part of the heel. That's our distance. But like DJ said, being able to land violently on our feet, land into our hips, that ankle mobility, big things that we push in the program, working on durability, resiliency, so we prevent injuries the best that we can. Next, we got body weight bench press. Standard is gonna be 10 reps, elite's gonna be 15, be a pro is gonna be 20.
Weigh in the morning of, nearest 5 pounds, you weigh 206, 205, 208, round it to 210, whatever it's gonna be, but do it the day of. My weight fluctuates 10 pounds. We did a brief standards the other day, and I think it was 212. Came in the other day, it was 205. Just whatever rep you have that day, do it with a partner so you can really maximize this thing out. Try not to bang it off your chest, but it is kind of that NFL combine style. It's max reps, expression of upper body power. We had to do this in one of the selection courses I did later on in my career. And you could tell the guys who have never trained for it, it is not something you're going to be able to jump off the couch and just send it. So it's going to force people to get into the gym, but it is a really good, it's useful, man. I mean, a lot of stuff is upper body. We're upper body dominant people, and you have to be able to move people against their will, especially the tactical population. And that's why we like this.
We wanted to put exercises that we are actively programming and doing, not just calisthenic focus. So there's a reason for people to go to the gym, a reason that people train, and the goal would be for you to be able to pass this test for as long as you can throughout your life.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. Setting up on the bench, feet about shoulder width apart, opening up, glutes are on the bench, shoulder blades down and back retracted. He's getting a good little bit of arch in his lower back. From here, he's just gonna take the bar out. Bar's over around nipple line, bar go down, has to touch the chest, and then up, lock it out. Lock it out. Reps count, touch the chest all the way up. If you're getting to the end point here, make sure you have a spotter there just in case you get to failure. Obviously, we don't want anyone getting hurt.
Everybody loves the bench press.
Mm-hmm.
Keep cranking them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the bodyweight bench press is a big thing. Any of the guys in the tactical population, everybody's got a gym, everybody's got deadlifts, they've got bench press. But I mean, we've used that as a universal testament. I mean, NFL does it too, 225 bench press. You know, in our community, we just settled on body weight because we have some guys who have really, really high, and you've got some guys that are in the $170 range. It's not really fair for those guys to have to huff 225, but you should be able to manipulate your body weight through time and space with relative ease.
Next, we're going with a trap bar deadlift. Big thing here is we're going for 5 reps. We didn't want to go for a 1 rep max, 3 rep max. We wanted to be a repeated effort. So that's going to be for the standard, it's going to be 1.5 times your body weight. For elite, 1.75 times your body weight. And be a pro is going to be 2 times your body weight for 5 reps. We're going to pull from blocks here when it comes to the tactical population and the low back issues, just putting you in a better position to push away the floor and load the lower body. We considered squats, split squats, what's a good exercise that we can program with. We love the trap bar deadlift for the functionality of the movement, so this would be a great indicator of performance and something we can continue to train throughout the years.
Really, during the testing, we do not want you to get hurt. Not trying to blow yourself out. So start off, do the progression, but that's why we switch over to trap bar deadlifts. That's why I do it from the blocks. Everybody here's got a lot of lower back injuries. I know you guys too. There's no shame in throwing from the blocks. We've been doing it for 6 years straight now.
Yeah.
And I ain't throwing my back out yet, so.
Exclusively.
Yeah.
Big thing here, feet about shoulder width apart, hands down to the bar, get the slack out of the bar, drop our hips down. I like an eye gaze about 8 to 10 feet out in front of us. From here, we are pushing the floor away. Even though it's a pulling exercise like a deadlift, it's almost, think about it like a leg press. I am getting as tight as I can with my upper body, and I'm pushing the floor away, driving my glutes forward. We're stopping at 5 reps here. We don't want anyone reaching for a max effort lift. You can wear a belt if you need this for your back, but we're going no hand wraps. No hand wraps for your grip. Grip matters. We want to strengthen it. We want to train it. This is a good application for that. Next move is going to be a pull-up. Our standard is going to be 10. Elite's going to be 15. Be a pro is going to be 20. We're going to be looking for a pronated hand grip. If you're dealing with some sort of injury, some sort of wrist, elbow, hand, and you need to go into a supinated hand grip, that's fine as well. Just make sure we're getting to the bottom of the pull-up, and then we're getting eyes above the bar to finish the rep.
I don't care if you go thumbs under, thumbs over, it doesn't really matter to me. Just like Vernon said, nice even dead hang, no big swings, no big kips. Nice down the pipe.
Good lengthened bottom position, eyes above the bar. Make sure we're drawing the elbows down, using the lats. Not only are we getting our grip out of this, but also an upper body pulling exercise, vertical pull. I think it's a standard for most PT tests, especially in special operations, and it's something we're training weekly, so I think it's a good indicator, barometer of performance.
I mean, it ties everything in, man. Grip matters. You think about all the caving ladder climbs and guys have to do in special operations. That is a direct correlation. And like you said, it's on every screen test, so got to be able to do pull-ups.
Next up is going to be a plank. Standard's going to be 2 minutes. Elite's going to be 2.5 minutes. Be a pro is going to be 3 minutes. We went back and forth. What do we do? A plank? Do we do sit-ups? Do we do leg tucks? There's so many things we want to. We do want to do a dedicated movement when it comes to the core. We talk a lot about pillar position, stance matters, all of those things we build upon with training. So this is a good implement that we can do to track that progress.
One of the reasons I really love the planks, we were talking about sit-ups, like I feel like sit-ups are a technique thing that's really based off your body. I've got a really long torso. Sit-ups are exponentially harder for me from everybody, but it never really trained my full core. It trained my abs, my hip flexors, but the core is that total body movement. Everything has to be locked in position. Your breath really matters, how well you can control it. It's a great tie-in for everybody, especially the tactical population. You've got to be able to control that breath and build tension the entire time. And 3 minutes is not an easy thing to do.
And also when you're holding the plank that long, we put such emphasis on shoulder mobility. When you're holding that plank for so long, over time, those shoulders are gonna start burning, holding that position, that isometric. So a good reinforcement of all the shoulder work, shoulder health stuff that we do. We're not gonna get too crazy with a plank when it comes to coaching cues here. You can go cross arm as DJ's doing there. You could go hands out, but we're just looking for a flat back, active flexion, so we're protecting our back. We don't want anyone drooping in the lower back, compromising our back position. We're actively holding this position, staying flat. We're a big proponent of making an exercise harder than it is, so reinforcing that good breathing pattern, feet about shoulder width apart, squeezing our glutes, staying nice and tight, being an active participant in this exercise. Next is gonna be a body weight farmer's carry. We're gonna go with dumbbells. You can also go with the trap bar if that's easier to set up the move. This builds upon that cue that DJ just said with the plank, that 360 view of the core. Stance matters. If you're in the tactical population, more than likely you're carrying more than your body weight on a daily basis. So this is good reinforcement. Grip matters, builds on all the things that we preach here. We're not gonna get too complicated with this, just stay nice and tall. Once again, protect your lower back. We don't want it spilling out the backside, keeping our hips underneath us. Our standard is gonna be body weight for 175 feet. Elite's gonna be 225 feet, and Be a Pro is gonna be more than 250 feet carry.
Again, no straps, hands only.
Safely pick them up, protect our back, abs tight, and we're just carrying for distance, controlling our breath, trying not to be walking with train tracks. We don't be walking on a balance beam. Good position of our pelvis underneath our ribs, nice and tall.
It is a lot easier if you do all this in one straight line. Don't have to make zigzags back and forth, so if you can get open terrain out inside a long parking lot, typically where we train, it makes it a lot easier, more efficient. Pick up the weight and just go.
Yep, I agree. Last iteration of our screen test is gonna be the 800-meter run. We briefly touched on it at the beginning. The reason we chose the 800-meter run is we didn't want to get too long distance. A lot of the guys that we work with here pretty beat up on their body, so we didn't want to add more mileage to things that are already creating issues, but at the same time, we need to have an aerobic test that's challenging, and anyone that's ever run 800 meters for time knows it sucks.
It sucks, man. Like, I was not tracking, and for all the SWAT team guys out there, we stole this from you.
Yep.
I wish I would have asked before I said it to Vernon. I didn't realize how bad an 800 meter sucks, so good on you guys. This one's gonna hurt too.
Make sure you're choosing proper footwear. Once again, you can do this inside if you want. We're gonna do this outside. If you can do it around the track, that's just 2 full laps. Pace yourself, control your heart rate. Standard's gonna be 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Elite's gonna be 3 minutes, and Be a Pro is gonna be anything under 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Not an easy thing to do for a bunch of dudes way over 200 pounds, but it's totally worth it, man. I was shocked with how well we all did. First attempt out. Just keep crying it out, man. The only way to do it.
The goal we're gonna do this is try to do this in all one iteration, so one training session. If you need to break it up for logistics, that's fine too, but we're really trying to do this in one session. What can you do? Make sure you're warming up properly, doing all your shoulder mobility, your hip mobility before you jump, warming up that lower leg, no different than we do in the GBRS Performance Program, getting your body moving before you do all these movements together.
Yeah, again, we are taking that nice equal rest period in between before, in between pull-ups and bench press. If it takes you 3 to 5 minutes, it's totally fine. Drink some water, but we want maximum effort on each individual exercise to really see where your true potential is at, and then now you can see that exponential growth over the 12 weeks.
And make sure you're warming up. Trap bar deadlift, you don't just start out with 1.5 times your body weight, no different than good working sets. Prepare yourself, don't fatigue too much, but prep that tissue before you get into those big lifts.
Really looking forward to seeing you guys on a performance program. Let us know how it's going, and we will drop our results down below. We'll see you guys on the app. We'll talk soon.